Hi, everyone. We are live. I'm kind of moving things around a little bit, so you'll notice I'm working on background, foreground, and trying to get myself grounded. All right. Thank you for sending out those notifications, everyone. I appreciate that. Larisse, Anna May, Annie at Crystal's Adventures, and everyone else. Larisse, the Philippines' most eligible bachelorette and socialite. Brother Manuel is here from Manila. Marian Salongo. Let me see. I'm falling behind. I want to get I want to get pinned here. Pinned against the wall. Good morning. Oh, Inomako Cafe, my own buntag. It is Wednesday morning here in the Philippines. Daisy Lynn is in the house. Hardworking Daisy Lynn with a beautiful voice. All right, I'm waiting to get my email notification, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm not sure why. So let me go in here and go to YouTube and pin my comment before it disappears. Hope everybody is doing well. Thanks for coming to the live. Hi. Crystals, I saw you on Sammy's last night. You, Larry Lee, and the gang. I was lurking last night in the chat. I was lurking as I always do. You guys didn't even know that I was there. You didn't even know that I was there. Let's see. Okay, let me follow my link. Thanks for tagging and doing what all you do in order to get the word out that I'm live. I truly appreciate it. Oh, there I am. Pin it. All right. Oh, Larry's here. Just the man I'm looking for. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about food. Food is what we're going to be talking about. Filipino food in particular. But if you know my bizarre sense of humor, I put my latest visit, a picture of my latest visit up there for my thumbnail. My visit to Ormoc to Shakey's Pizza. And actually, there's a story behind that. The story behind that is that I got craving for a half decent pizza. And so we went to Ormoc last Sunday and we were looking around for a place called Martinelli. I think it's called Martinelli's Pizza, and it's closed on Sunday. It is closed on Sunday. I was so disappointed. So in a desperate attempt to find a decent pizza, I guess originally I was kind of looking for a Pizza Hut, because they say that Pizza Hut in the Philippines is way, way different, has way different flavors than the Pizza Hut in the United States. Kind of like the KFC deal, where they sell excellent chicken here, but crappy chicken in the Philippines. Sam's here. How's it going? Anyway. Yes, you like gloves. Yes. Anybody has any gloves, especially antique gloves, you want to make sure that you send them over to Sam. All right. So let's see. Pizza. So we ordered up the pizza, the thick crust, not the thin crust. I didn't go with the traditional this time. We made it over to Pizza or Shakey's Pizza in the Robinsons Mall. And of course, I always like to give my story about how we're from Sacramento, where Shakey's Pizza was founded at, I think it's 6000 J Street. And so they have a picture on the wall. And so I'm going up there and I'm saying, see this right here? I live down the street, blah, 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 blah. I'm doing my usual routine, hoping that somebody will offer me a discount. But nobody did. So we ordered the traditional pepperoni pizza, thick crust though, not the classic thin crust. Because, it costs a lot of money and I want to get as much bang for my buck as I possibly could. So as the story goes, that they bring the pizza over and the Mojos, you see that basket of potatoes. And I know I'm going to be taking this home. So I order a big 14-inch pizza, big, huge basket of Mojo potatoes, which are those deep fried potatoes. And we start munching in there, but it didn't taste right. It just didn't taste right. I started thinking to myself, it didn't taste like Shakey's pizza. And so I don't know. I am probably way, way too picky on the pizza thing. But it didn't even taste like I remembered it as a kid. And I've eaten at other Shakey's pizzas. Oh, by the way, see in the background. There you go. That's freaky. So anyway, yeah, the original Bobo's. Bobo's is here from Carmichael. How's it going? Man, I sure do enjoy bantering with you. You have such a sharp sense of humor, It's very sharp. And it's a mature sense of humor. The problem is a lot of the Filipinos won't get it. But I certainly do. I certainly enjoy it. Bantering with you back and forth. Yeah. Anyway, Shakey's. Yeah, on J Street. Yeah, and it's sad because it burned down in a fire. I think there's only one Shakey's, if it's still even open in California. It would be in Redding, California. Anyway, Shakey's being the largest pizza chain, or one of the top 3 largest pizza chains in the Philippines. So I'm looking for that nostalgic, flavor that I remember. And I've had it before there. I've been at Robinson's, Galleria, and I had a Shakey's pizza. It was delicious. I was at Shakey's Pizza at one of the malls in Cebu. I can't remember which one it was. If it were Ayala or Seaside or something like that, or Gaciano Mall, and we had very, very tasty Shakey's pizza. And then we're here in Ormoc, and the biggest disappointment in my life, it did not have the flavor for which I was seeking until the next morning. So we brought all the leftovers home, and then, the next day we heated it up in the micro or in the oven. We've got one of those combination microwave oven things, We put that in there and heated it up, and it tastes just like I remembered it, just like it was supposed to, but not the Mojos. The Mojo potatoes didn't taste like I remember as a kid. They're definitely cheating there. But the pizza did. So I'm wondering why, when they brought it out hot and fresh, it did not taste like the pizza that I remember. All right, so we're going to be talking about food. And what are we going to be talking about food? We're going to be talking specifically about Dan applying the attraction theory. I went all through that whole thing that all you have to do is use those pronouns I and you, and you can do anything. You can be anything that you want to be. You can be a peso millionaire. You can be a rocket scientist. You can be president of the Philippines. So I said, wait a minute. I'm having this problem with food. My eating of food is out of control. Let's see. Bob was saying Orville has a Shakey's and quite a few left in Southern California. Okay, the next time I visit my mom in LA, we're going to have to go in search of Shakey's Pizza. Now, I know that the Bob's Big Boy is still there. The Bob's Big Boy is still there, as far as I know, in Burbank on Riverside. I used to go to that Bob's Big Boy. It's been there for years. Beth is here. It's so nice to see you, Beth. Thanks so much for coming by. Anna Mae, what do you say? What are you going to do today? And of course, Larice, the Philippines' most eligible bachelorette and socialite, climbing the ladder of success. And you'll get there. But hey, I want you, Larice, to feel free to say whatever's on your mind. Whatever's on your mind, you have permission to say it right here, right now on Dan's channel. I just wanted to point that out. And the same goes for y'all. The same goes for you all. Oh, it's Larry. Hi, Larry. How's it going?
Not bad. How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Hey, I've been working, changing things around, a little bit, making things interesting. I thought it would be funny. You know what a bizarre sense of humor I have. I thought it would be amusing to put myself in the background. So my choices were, so the whole thought process behind that was, let's see, I think I'll do for comedic relief. I'll do a fireplace. It's the Philippines. It's hot as hell here. What would
Oh
be
yeah.
more fun than to put a fireplace in the background? Hey, I think I saw Ed Denoy stepped in here.
Yeah, he
Who
just stepped
else?
in.
Man, everybody is here today. All right, so I sent you a message, man. Hey, Larry, I know I said I wouldn't talk about this. Oh, wait. I'm all over the place as usual. But let me just talk to you a little bit about the pizza. All right, so for some reason, pizza in a lot of cases tastes better on day two, and I think that's because all the flavors have an opportunity to mix. They have an opportunity to blend with each other, to make love, to make deliciousness overnight. And so I think that's what happened to this Shakey's pizza. I'm almost sure that that's what happened with the Shakey's pizza. Menge is here. How you doing? All right. So now I sent you a message. You know what I'm going to talk about, Larry. I sent you a message in Messenger. Um,
I haven't opened Messenger today.
oh, good. Don't. Don't do it. You'll get mad at me and you're going to disappear. I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just trying to point out that if you go over to by the way, before we get on to that serious talk, I just wanted to say that I was in Sasha's channel yesterday, and that's where Bobo was there. A lot of folks here were there. I had a blast. I love Sash. See, Sash. I can't say that right three times real fast. It's a perfect channel name. Sash space sy like inside, but I think she pronounced it Sash Sai. I'm not sure, or Sash C. So someone correct me, Bobo. How does she pronounce it? Anyway, okay, all right. Beth is saying Shay's Pizza have been there. Larice, the pizza was yummy. Yeah, delicious pizza. Delicious pizza when they're baking it right. So those little pizza stands that are on the street pizza stands you stop by. Um, you stop by, Beth, and you get a pizza because you're desperate, and you go to one of those little stands on the street, or you go to one of those little stands in the local food court, like the Prince Mall or something, and they give you this cardboard thing, with fake cheese on it and mystery meat, and it always has pineapple. It always has pineapple. Just say no to pineapple on a pizza. And Girly Senna's here. Girly Senna, nice to see you. So nice to see you. Thanks for dropping by. And so they have the cardboard on the pizza. I mean, mystery meat on the pizza. It always has pineapple. So if you don't like pineapple, you got to pick it off. That's Philippine pizza. That's what a Filipino, because of course they have to cheap out on the pizza because people can't afford but a few pesos if they're gonna dive, if they're gonna have if they're gonna treat themselves to a pizza. You can't afford $20 going into a Shakey's and buying a 14 incher. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to be satisfied. So sometimes, once or twice, I've been caught going in there because I'm desperate and buying this Filipino pizza, but I no longer do it. I no longer do it because it doesn't look healthy for you. I would rather have a Shakey's pizza even in desperate times than have to eat one of those hockey pucks that they refer to as a pizza here in the Philippines. I'm just saying, that's not, the Filipinos didn't invent pizza, for crying out loud, or did they? Or did they? That's the question, because I haven't done the research. I'm just bringing it up here so you guys can do the research, and then you can tell me. You can tell me if the Philippines invented the pizza. I'd rather eat balut any day of the week than eat the pizza they serve here.
I'm going to tell you the truth. They don't have enough booze in the Philippines for me to eat balut.
Uh-oh, if there's something buzzing. Are you getting a buzz, Larry? Are you getting a buzz in the background? You know what? It's probably feedback. That was one of the things that I wanted you guys to chime in about. I wanted you to chime in to see if you were getting feedback from somewhere, from one of these two electronic devices. And of course, if you're ending up getting feedback, then I have to shut the whole thing down. But I had fun doing this. I just like to say I had fun. But if I have to shut it down, yeah, Panda Saw Pizza homemade. That's my plan. That's my next plan. So now here at the Metro, you can get a block of mozzarella cheese. But that cheese straight from New York imported. The whole thing is that cheese is going to be the real deal. It's not the fake cheese they serve in the Philippines. Look, of course they have fake cheese in the Philippines. Where do you see cows grazing? Where do you see cows grazing? That's probably Carabao milk that they're making the cheese out of. I have no idea what they're making it out of. But listen, so they put whatever's handy, Now, back in the day, you had Pizza Hut and other places. They were accused of putting paraffin wax in with the cheese. And so after about 5 minutes of cooling, you could lift the cheese right up off the crust. But listen, that didn't happen to the Shakey's pizza. Even though this Shakey's pizza, the leftover I had the next day after heating it, it was not paraffin wax. It never became stiff like a piece of cardboard. It was nice, tasty, and delicious. Way better on day 2 than it was in day 1. So I'm going on and on about this. Okay. So anyway, Dan's going to be working on the pizza problem in the Philippines. I'm not sure, if I'm just going to go ahead and start practicing with pizza recipes, or I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to experiment. I think I'm going to experiment, because you can get all the things that you need in order to make a decent pizza dough. The dry yeast and the sugar and the salt and all those things. But I have to experiment, because the real flavor of the pizza dough is in the water. So I might have to import water from the Bronx. I might have to import water. I might have to
come on, you can find better water than that.
Yeah, I might have to. No, I might need help, Larry. I might need your help. You might have to go down to LBC and get one of those extra large Balik Bayon boxes and put those 5-gallon jugs or 2.5-gallon jugs in there of water, and then ship it over here to the Philippines to me, so that I can. Hey, you want to be in the pizza business, Larry, with me? You want to be in the pizza business?
No.
That would be fun.
What would it be fun for me? I'm here in the States.
You'd be that. Well, you'd be putting the ingredients in the box and then sending them over to the Philippines, and then I would be making the pizzas.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I mean, we could make money, because then I could sell it. We could do Chicago style, and it would really be from Chicago, or we could do New York. Yeah, it would really be from New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. New York style pizza.
Yeah. Hey, every man repeats the story and repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. But he's a successful influencer. That's the whole thing. Married to a beautiful Filipina, by the way, who is equally intelligent. So he has met his man. All right. What were we going to talk about? Okay, so first, before we get on to serious stuff, pizza is serious business, by the way. I don't want to diminish the seriousness of the pizza discussion, but Des is here. Des, your baby is so cute. I just love her. All right, so uh, yeah, the Donut Man becomes Pizza House owner. Yes. Oh, it could be a combination donut pizza house because they make the perfect match because people would come in for donuts in the morning and then pizza in the afternoon. Thanks for sharing. Sharing is caring. All right.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about what was next. Oh, so you want to see some interesting videos this morning? Go and watch Filipina P. She hits a home run 9 times out of 10 during the week, and she's talking about our Filipina submissive. And so I found it to be interesting because she goes out and she interviews people and then gets their valuable opinion. And so if you want to listen, I've been married to a Filipino for 17 and a half years. They're anything but submissive. That's my own personal opinion, you know. So you guys, you can discuss this amongst yourselves. But that actually is the segue into talking about passport bros again. This time, I gotta say that Sunrise Shoulders had enough, and I think he got on his live stream and he just let it all out, right? He just said, "All you guys that are talking about passport bros on YouTube for views or whatever the reason, who don't understand the history, shut the F up." That's exactly what he said. And I agree wholeheartedly, 110% with Calvin over at Sunshine Shoulders. If you don't know what it's really all about, then shut the F up. Because, listen, there's social issues that are deep. I mean, they go deep, and the thing is that you have to really, really know what you're talking about. And so he said he wasn't going to be a troll. He wasn't going to out anybody because that's not who he is. And I believe, listen, Callan turns out, when the day is done, right, he turns out to be one of the most insightful, intelligent, go-to people that we have out there. Not just about talking about issues related to the Philippines, but life in general. This is a man who's lived it, who's challenged it. This is a man who knows from experience from his own experiences growing up the way he did, what life is all about. And because he's so insightful, it makes him a valuable go-to for all things that are related to social issues, I discovered, history a lot of times, and the Filipino culture, because he's been here for such a long time. And so we have Liz in the house. Madeline, Liz. Oh, before I get on with sharing my final thoughts on Passport Bro. So go in there if you're at all interested in anything that he has to say about this. Go into Sunshine Shoulders channel, subscribe, sign up, and I have to say, where this matter is concerned, he really laid it out there the way that truly the way that I believe it to be. Truly the way that I believe it to be. And that is that you have a lot of people out there that are hijacking the name. I said it on my last live stream. They're hijacking the name Passport. They're not passport bros. They're not passport anything. They have a passport. A beautiful channel name is I Have a Passport. Oh, wait. Hey, maybe that's a name for the channel. Listen, the rest of it, you have to be uniquely qualified in order to deliver the message, because the history, people have touched on bits and pieces of the history of passport bros. But the problem is and I saw this coming on another channel. It's the way you string it together, you know, and tell the story has everything to do with how people are going to view you for presenting the information. You have to make sure, one, that your facts are correct, you know, and two, that they happen in the order in which you perceive them, you know, the order, because otherwise you're going to get pushback from some members of the YouTube community on this, and evidently that is starting to happen. So me, before I get into trouble, because you know listen, I say a lot of bold things. I'm very frank. This particular issue is one in which I'd have to admit I don't really have enough knowledge about, but I know the social implications of it because I lived it. I lived it, and I dealt with people every day that were we entered into discussions concerning things like, you know, available men in general, setting the passport bros thing aside. We would deal all the time with folks that were dealing with single parenting issues, available of men who are willing to support those children, or men having children out of wedlock and then not supporting them, or just plain not finding an available male that was date worthy. These subjects, they're my everyday life. They were my everyday life in the job that I did. And so I just like to point that out to you, that I go that far. And so I know the history of passport bros, and I know better. It's better to stay away from the conversation, you know. But if you want, and even Sunshine Shoulder stayed away from it, except to say that you people that you don't know what you're talking about, you need to shut the F up. And so I'm doing it. I'm shutting the F up. All right, now, but I had to say that, right? I had to say that. Oh, please, you guys all know where I live. Please don't come to my house and throw eggs on my house. Please don't
come on.
Don't come to my house and toilet paper it. I'm a really nice guy. Bottom line is, I'm generally speaking, but I'm not that nice. In other words, I know when to move into the kill. I know when it's time to move in for the kill. And I've heard others of you proclaim that on your channel. Marvin, good to see you again. Marvin. Hi, Marvin. Want to make sure I acknowledge Marvin. So, and Mildred is here. Thanks, Mildred, for being here. I appreciate it. So you see, don't come and toilet paper my house. Don't egg it and then toilet paper it. That's a hell of a mess to clean up. That happened to the house that we grew up in La Puente, California, a couple of times. That was, or the neighbor's house, as I recall. And that's not a very pleasant thing to have to deal with. All right, so now what's next up for the subject? Cali King 916. Are you underwater, Cali King? Or are you doing okay? We're kind of in the lowlands, you know, over there, Cali King. Sacramento in that particular neighborhood is a little bit below. I think it's at sea level, and so that makes all the rain that's been pouring down on California a little bit difficult to deal with. So I'm just wondering if they have a whole bunch of flooding going on over there. Well, listening's good, Marvin. Listening is good. All right, so now, where were we going next on this? Oh yeah, okay. So being done with that, let's talk about the food thing, because so I blew smoke. Hey, by the way, one or two of your three of it had asked me, Dan, are you really going to send us one peso through GCAT? I started. It was said sort of tongue in cheek, and it may have been lost on one or two of you. But here's the deal: if you send me your Gmail account, I will send you if you were here in the comment section during the last live or during this live, I will send you 1 peso to get you started on your millionaire journey. All right. I will send you 1 peso in GCash to send you on your 1 million peso journey to get it started. Step 1, save a peso. All right, so now we're flooding a little bit in Elk Grove and Rio Linda. Yeah, and I saw pictures this morning on YouTube of the Cosumnes River And that looks scary. And we haven't even gotten to the point where the snow melt is going to start to occur. Once that snow starts to melt, then they got no place to put that water. There's going to be flooding down there in South Sacramento, just like there was back in 86 or 87 and 96, 97. You know, of course, I anticipated that. And if you go back in my videos or live stream, I predicted this 100-year flood. No, I'm not saying that I'm a predictor of all things, you know, but while I am predicting things, you know, Filipinas, if you haven't already started building your victory gardens, you need to start planning. Start planting victory gardens, start doing it now in order to mitigate the high cost of food. And so that means you got to get all the stuff. I know we miss the fall planting. We miss the onions and the potatoes and the leeks and all those other things. But go in there now and start planting the other stuff. Start planting all the other things that you need in order to survive what's going to happen, the upcoming global superstorm. All right. Will it be World War III? I don't really know. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be World War III. I think it's going to be runaway inflation. The reason why I think that is because the Philippine peso is tied so closely to the U.S. dollar. You know, as I said in my live stream the other day on Monday, I said that the Philippines will be somewhat insulated from economic disaster, and the reason is because, you know, for as long as it lasts, the military will be going in there, and as Larry pointed out, also they'll be spending billions of dollars in infrastructure improvement, and that means they'll be infusing cash into the Philippines. Dollars is what the world needs right now. Dollars is what the world needs right now. You know, and so we have a supply shortage of dollars, which means that the Philippine peso is going to be stressed, which means that cost of goods and services are going to start to climb. You want to protect yourself and take the lead. Don't submit. Don't submit. Don't be submissive. You go in there, you take the bull by the horns, and you start planting food because you're going to need it. Now, I don't have to tell you to do this. I know many of you here in the chat already have gardens growing. All right, so does Dan practice what he preaches? Does Dan practice what he preaches? And I'm going to tell you, right now as we're speaking, I have got 3 people, not 2, not 1. 3 people are out in the back 40, and they're clearing it, and they're starting to plant. Today, Man Minnie and I will be down there at Prince Mall. We'll be grabbing seed. We'll be planting everything that makes sense to plant, that can grow fast and furious, you know, so that we can have vegetables to carry us through whatever is about to take place. So you get out there, don't be listening to me. Don't be listening to me. You get out there right now and you start gardening. Make sure that you have good soil. You know what's the best is not the clay soil, nice sandy soil. But if you don't, that's what we got here. We have alluvial plain. Alluvial plain is when it rains and it drives all the great minerals down the river and converges in a landmass and forms a plain of land. Yeah, you can grow anything that you want to on it, and we're lucky enough to have that. But let's say you don't have land. Let's say that you can't beg, borrow, steal land, or make deal with your neighbors to share vegetables. You still can do it by doing raised planters. If you YouTube has plenty of videos that shows you how to build raised planters and how to get them set up where the pH and the soil is just right, just perfect to grow. So the information is out there. As long as we have YouTube, we have information that can be shared. Now, beware of something. I want you people that are monetized to beware of something. How urgent this is. Remember that. Keep in mind that you're making your money from ad revenue. Once people stop advertising, then they will, your ad revenue stream is going to be interrupted to a certain degree. So I wanted to make you aware of that. I'm a deep thinker. It's okay. You don't have to be thinking about all these things. Just watch Dan's channel, because I will think about it for you and I will deliver the message as I see it here on this channel. So I did say we were going to talk about food, and this is food related. You got to get out there. You got to start growing your garden, because you're going to need that food in order to mitigate the inflation that's coming to our doorstep. But like I said, I don't know how bad it'll get here, because, there's going to be a certain amount of cushion built in because of all the money that the U.S. is about ready to inject into the Philippine economy. And trust me when I say it's going to make a difference. It's going to make a huge difference as to what happens to the rest of the world versus what happens to the Philippines. So I said the Philippines is going to be very lucky. All right, so now my decision. I said I was going to make a very, very important decision. This important decision had to do with, am I going to hoard dollars or am I going to hoard pesos? But I skipped over a step. I skipped over talking about should you be hoarding money or not. My answer to you is yes. If you have money to hoard. And second part of that is it's going to be in Philippine pesos. Some of you already guessed that. So for a whole variety of reasons that would just bore everybody, because it's too wild to think about, because a lot of people don't even have Philippine pesos that can be hoarded. So Mel is here. Hi, Melanie. So I would like for you to please think about what I've talked about. It's very, very important. It's scary important, because last night or today, the Russians just downed one of our drones over the Black Sea.
Now, I guess their jet flew into it.
Yeah, well, their jet pulled into it and dumped gasoline on top of it, which downed it. That diesel fuel.
Okay.
And so now we now know how easily our drones can be brought down. It was a Predator drone too. It was a multi-million-dollar, very, very sophisticated beast that apparently it was doing surveillance. It wasn't doing anything else but surveillance.
I guess they were international waters where they were allowed to be. They weren't anywhere they shouldn't have been.
Exactly. And so I'm not commenting on whether I think this is an act of war or not. I'm sure the United States has done worse to the Russians. I'm sure they have, but we don't know. Yeah, we don't know if this is going to spark, if this is going to cause things that we don't want to have happen.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. We just want to. We just don't know what the result is going to be. All right. So now we got, and also the other part of it, going along with this is the banking crisis. We've had a couple of failed banks, but the federal government has already signaled that no one, if any other banks fails, no one will be losing their deposits. Even though investors may be losing their money, they've already signaled that no one is going to be losing their deposits. And so for the moment, there's no need, in my opinion, to panic. It's ridiculous to go and do what I'm about to do, which is pull up my money out of the bank. No. Listen, I'm doing it very methodically. I'm not going and saying, "Hey, give me all my money." You took my money. I'm not doing that. What I'll be doing is just I'm just going to have. All I'm doing is creating an emergency fund that's easily accessible. That's all I'm doing. And by the way, I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be doing it on both coasts. So I have some friends that'll be taking care of business for me in the United States, and I have friends that'll be taking care of business for me here. And so that's basically the plan. Listen, aren't you glad that you have Dan's channel to come to get the information, to do the research so you don't have to? But I'm going to tell you, so 100-year flood in Sacramento, I was always talking about that it's going to happen any year now. It's going to happen within the next 3 years. I've been talking about it for a long time. And so I hope that this isn't a 100-year flood event. I hope there are no more Pineapple Expresses. I hope there are no more, what do they call those rivers? Atmospheric rivers, or whatever they're calling them. Whatever nice scientific terms they're putting on it. It's raining cats and dogs in California, and the weather's been weird. And if you're in the Philippines, you have to agree that it's weird. Hey, who's making fun of the hot dog thing? Jumbo hot dog? Is that what we're talking about? So I'm looking over here in the chat. Yeah, sure, Marvin. Marvin, I can do that. I just wasn't paying attention, Marvin. Were you guys in Sosh and saw her sing Jumbo Hot Dog? Is that what you guys are talking about? Because I get a kick out of it when Pinky Gray and Sosh start singing Jumbo Hot Dog. I just have I have a blast. What did you say? You need a raincoat? Are you a collector of coats, Marvin? Let me see. This is so complicated. I got to open my phone. Standard moderator. Done. Marvin, you're done. You're very loyal. Coming to the live. All right. So now, Larry, chime in. Whatever you'd like to say before I start talking about what's next on the menu. How'd you like that? Hey, that was pretty cool, right?
That's right. Good one.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to talk.
I'm going to say is, do you notice what I'm drinking?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Water.
I'm proud of you. So now, all right. So that's the perfect segue for the next thing that I want to talk about. The next thing that I want to talk about is you can deploy. Oh, yeah. Listen. I mean no harm. I mean no offense to anybody in the room. Larry, I apologize if this offends you. But I need to talk about fat. I need to talk about fat people. And that includes myself.
Well, let's be honest about it. I don't think anybody in the chat's fatter than I am.
Well, I don't know. I don't know everybody in the chat.
I'm just saying they're going to have to really be obese because the term I would use for myself, obese means morbidly overweight. Well, I'm morbidly obese.
Obese, yeah, that's right. Here, the way they use it in the United States, it has a very, the definition of it is, you'd have to weigh
50 pounds or more overweight.
Yeah, you'd have to weigh 150 pounds, in order not to be obese by their definition. So,
it depends on how tall you are.
Yeah. So, I'm shrinking. I'm the incredible shrinking man. That's about. So I'm losing a quarter of an inch per year. But at this rate, I'll be 5'5".
And fit right in.
Yeah. So here's the whole thing. So I was checking out what are obesity rates like in the United States. So you can Google it if you like. Fact check me.
It's up there.
What do you think it is? 40% or 42%?
I'd say about 45.
It might not be that high. They might be trying to scare us into thinness, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They might be trying to scare us.
Junk food.
Oh man. Did you guys see this? I froze. That means somebody probably turned on the internet somewhere. Somebody probably turned on another streaming device. I forgot to go around the household and say, don't stream, So, hey, all right. So let's talk about this. So, what, Larry? I'll let you Google it. I don't think it's as high as 42%. I don't think it's 45%. I think it's, but I know what the Philippine obesity rate is. Right? It is.
Hold on, I got it up.
All right.
It says a closer look at the U.S. numbers in adults. Roughly 2 out of 3 U.S. adults are overweight or obese. 69%. And one out of three are obese. 36%. So I'm trying to figure out what they're saying. I think they mean they're overweight. 69%, but obese. 36%.
What percentage? What percentage are overweight?
Oh, they're saying roughly 2 out of 3 U.S. adults are overweight. Then it says obese. But it says
Larry,
69%.
let me pause you for a second. LV, remind me never to get into a business deal with you.
Hey, LV, how you doing?
Did you see what LV posted on YouTube? Where she was making a comment. That she doesn't. Yeah, she's not the submissive type. LV, you didn't say it that way. I'm kind of trying to tie it in with what I've talked about today. Anyway, I'm making sort of a joke, and so I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you being here this morning, and I pay attention to what's going on, not only in your live. Thanks so much for giving me so much undeserving credit on the live stream. I truly appreciate it. Crystal says, guys, don't be hurt on Sir Dan's fat advice. It will not weigh you down. Rather, it will lighten your day. And she's exactly right, because she knows me so well. This is exactly the direction that I was going.
But I like her play on the words too. It won't weigh you down.
Yeah, she's pretty witty. So the whole idea here is that whatever you can my whole premise is you can bend the universe any direction that you want. So when I started thinking about this, when I started thinking about the food thing, I started to think about how I met Anna Mae. Anna Mae's Anna Mae. How should I say this? Let's see, is Man Minnie listening? You're yeah.
She says she's fit. She doesn't get hurt by that.
You are very fit, Anna Mae.
Now, see, Anna Mae, I'm not, but I don't get offended, because if you don't like the truth, change it if you can.
Yeah, and that's the point. The point is that you can bend it any which way you want, but they make it harder for you when you're being bombarded with food commercials 24/7. And so it's not really a battle. I got to tell you that I don't really see this a battle, even though it sounds like I'm saying this is a battle between, the branded food companies and you. It's not really like that. What you can do is because you're the one that has the ultimate control over what you put in your mouth.
I'm going to be honest with you. My best control of what I eat.
No, lie to me, Larry. Never be honest with me. Lie to me.
Is at the point of purchase.
Say what?
If I don't buy it, the point of purchase. If I don't buy it, I don't eat it.
Yeah,
if I buy it,
you're exactly that is how it works for me. Menge says she is also fit. Congratulations. I'm going to send you referrals, Menge. I'm going to send you referrals. If somebody needs counseling in the house, they are going to contact you. So now, okay, that's what I discovered about myself as well, Larry. If I don't go to the market and I don't buy it, it doesn't end up in the house, then I have better control over what I'm eating. Oh, but remember, I'm going every day to the Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When I go out, when I look to buy something, and let's say it's cookies, okay? I know I'm going to eat most of them in 2 days, if not one. Depends on how many I buy. So it's like, all right, do I want to eat those cookies, all of them,
right?
Or do I just want one,
right?
So there are places I can go and get just one. So if I want a cookie, I go get just one. I don't, because you go to the store they usually sell them in a box of
Oreo cookie in those big bags.
Yeah. And I love Oreo cookies.
Lay's potato chips. You can't eat just one. Coca-Cola, the real thing.
For me, it's the Coke Zero, but
listen,
I decided
a life lesson in which if you follow what I'm about to say, you're going to be tremendously successful. Pay attention to those brands and make them your friends. See, you thought I was going to say don't buy them. I'm not advocating that you don't buy them. But here's something that you can do, right? Buy them and give them to a skinny friend.
So they won't be so fit.
Exactly. How hard is that for you to get? You go to the store.
Giving away is hard for me.
Yeah. Go. You have 2 bags of groceries, right? You have all the healthy in bag A. You have all the unhealthy stuff in bag B. And the next time you see your skinny friend, you say, "Hey, I went to the market and I picked up a few things for you." I'm not saying don't buy the stuff, right? Oh, guys, what did you do? Why did the owner of Jollibee come into the Dunkin' and introduce herself to me yesterday? Which one of you gave me up in the chat? Which one of you gave me up in the chat where she comes up, introduces herself, and says, "Hi, I'm the owner of Jollibee. I've been hearing that you have something to say to me." Listen, that whole experience is a lesson learned for me. It's a lesson learned. Yeah. So,
maybe she watches your channel, Dan.
Huh?
Maybe she watches your channel.
Well, maybe.
I just didn't want everybody to know who she is.
It's possible. So I'll give you a heads up about the background. This is all going to make sense now. Okay, the background is that she inherited the franchise from her father. There's the background. Fill in the blanks. She inherited the business from her father. She has never worked in the business before.
Yeah.
She owns it. And so I think that the way this works is that you have an option from the franchise, what do they call it? The master dealer, the master franchise owner. So usually the way Jollibee, McDonald's, and others work is that they sell territorial rights to one franchisee, and that franchisee has a responsibility. They make an agreement that says within a certain amount of years I have to open up so many stores. You might call them like a sub-franchisee sort of thing. Then they can go out there and they have the right to franchise out those locations to others, or they can develop the stores themselves. And so in this case, this means that there's a master franchise owner, and then she would be like the sub master franchisee. In other words, she inherited it. So basically what it means is that when this usually happens, the big company, the franchise, that owns the master franchise, in order to make sure that the business stays viable, then they come in and manage it. In other words, they come in and manage it, and what you do is get the profit check at the end of the month. So, in other words, she doesn't manage the store herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has others, and she cashes the check at the end of the month. And she may write a few checks. That's her area of responsibility. Tox, good morning. Tox is here. Aileen Cruz is here. Yeah. Thank you so much for showing up. Dez is not fat. Well, I never viewed Dez as being porky. I never have. No. Dez, I never viewed you as being porky. Now, here's the thing. I had said that you're in charge of your weight. Manuel, brother Manuel, Soriano, you need to listen up to this. You're the master of your universe. The same thing, the same principle that you would apply to getting rich, you apply to losing weight. And so, see, I decided that, oh, wait. Is Dan, why, if Dan's always talking about food, if he really, really wants to be skinny, then all he has to do is just follow his own advice. And so I woke him and said, oh, wait a minute. I should be following my own advice. I am in charge of me. I am skinny. I am skinny. You are amazingly skinny. In other words, that's all I said. So this happened yesterday, by the way, not today. I didn't wake up this morning and then have this revelation. And so, well, how do I do this? How do you do it in the Philippines when you have all this delicious Filipino food hanging around? How do you do it? Well, you have to have a keto-friendly, you have to create a keto-friendly environment, because I listened to Mr. Lund. You know, I listened to him, what he had to say. Where is he, by the way? Oh, I see Sammy is also live. So anyway, I don't mind if you guys leave me, you know, for a minute or two and go over and say hi to Sammy. But while you're there, can you tell Leonard that I was talking, wondering where the heck he is? So I want to talk to Leonard about this, since Leonard, you could see on camera that he has lost so much weight. And so it's not really about ignoring the commercials and all this other stuff. It's really about you know, regulating how much food you're ingesting, you're putting into your mouth. Realize it's conscious eating, basically. You know, you have to be aware of what you're putting in your mouth. And so, but that lies in your subconscious mind. And so you bring it to the forefront of your conscious mind. All right. So now what's the number one thing that causes people to consume extra calories? Ma Wilma's here. Hi, Ma Wilma. Good morning. Oh, keto. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, okay. You know what, LV Rose, you're probably already on a keto diet, and that's why you're so skinny. So you don't look at Man Mini. I have watched. So I've been observing Man Mini for something like 25 years, right? All right. So here's what I notice about her eating habits. Peter's here. Peter, did I miss you? Peter Barber, come up here. Here's what I noticed about Mammy's eating habits. She actually does conscious eating, and she does it naturally. And it may have something to do with the scarcity of food. I'm not sure. But I've watched Mammy eat, and she will sit there with her plate of food, and she eats slowly and chews and enjoys and savors each spoonful or forkful of food. That's what Man Minnie does. So she will actually.
Raymond, I just want to apologize for
feedback from somewhere. Voices. I'm hearing voices in my head.
That's mine. I went to Sammy's.
They're coming to get me. They're coming to get me. I'm hearing the voices in my head.
Can you still hear it, or do I need to turn it down more?
No, it's good. So maybe we could simulcast Sammy. I don't know how that works.
I don't either. But I thought I'd give her a little support while I'm in yours. I just signed in.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure all this out. I'm going to figure out how to simulcast. All right, I'm going to turn this off behind me. Let's see. Can I do it? Yeah. All right. So maybe the buzzing stopped. All right. So let's see. Where was I? All right. So you control the, what you put in your mouth. And so Elvie says, "Oh, same with me. I eat slowly." So that's the reason, sir. Yes. So
wait a minute.
That's one of them. That's one of them.
I was going to say, my sister Ruth Ann is one of the slowest eaters I know, and she's been overweight all her life, and she's always been the slowest eater in the family. And I have brothers and sisters that were in decent shape, My younger brother was in good shape, but he died.
Well, you kind of can do a combination of different things. Slow eating being one of them, but slow eating not being the primary thing that I'm thinking about. So when I said keto or carnivore or so what I'm basically saying is low carb diet, low carb diet. Or if you have to have the rice because you're Filipino and you have to have the rice, well then you regulate how much rice you're going to eat. So here's when I've seen people eat rice, right? I see a mountain of rice, and I see a little bit of meat on top. And so you need to reverse that. You reverse it.
Well,
It's a little bit of rice covered by a gigantic pile of meat on the top. I love tocino and eggs, by the way. I love tocino and eggs. You know, if it's a pork product, I'm your guy. If it's
talking about food, though, I'm thinking about fixing something this week that would be I think well liked in the Philippines. I'm going to take a can of Spam, cut it up in little small chunks, fry it
yeah,
up with some eggs and some peppers and onions.
well, the reason why the rice thing is important is because the rice that they make today and they sell today is not the rice. It's not your grandparents' rice. Doesn't have the nutrients. It's processed. It's perfumed. All that in order to make it much more desirable to eat. And it has flavors, and some of the rice may or may not have flavor enhancers in it. There are chemicals inside the rice that make you want to eat more. It's all part of this process, this bleaching process. Listen, I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. Don't take my word for anything. Disclaimer inserted here. Never take Dan's word for anything. All right, so what we're trying to do is, so I'm just laying it out there that yesterday, I started eating this way. But I also listened to what Leonard Lunn had to say about intermittent fasting. And I've done it before, and I have been successful before. And so as you get older, one of the things that's helpful in putting this whole thing together, a new Dan, in putting this new Dan together, one of the things that helps me out is that as I grow older, as I age, then my appetite decreases. If I listen to my brain talking to me, in other words, mostly we eat out of habit. We see it, we eat it. It's a seafood diet.
Yeah.
We see it, we eat it. That's what you pointed out earlier, Larry. You were saying that.
My older brother always said he was on a seafood diet.
Yeah, but you were saying that if you go to the market and you bring it home, you're going to consume it.
Oh yeah. It's like if I really crave an ice cream, even though it costs a lot more, I buy the smaller package. Because if I buy that large package, it may not even last that day.
Yeah.
But if I buy the small package, then I got half as much. So if I eat all of it, I don't care because I'm not eating that bigger package. That's how I will control it.
Here. Sammy, how's it going?
She goes,
yeah, no, I know you're probably doing a live right now.
She is. I told her that you said hi to everybody in the chat.
Yeah. I was going to say that physical condition attributes, they all come into play here, obviously.
Oh yeah. Well,
Ma'am Minnie. Ma'am Minnie is here.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Here you go. I changed these around. She doesn't know. She doesn't know
how to get to you.
Oh, wait. Oh my goodness, I didn't think about that. There you go. There's Ma'am Minnie.
Hey, how you doing?
Everybody says hi. They want to know when you're going to come over and sit on my lap. Huh? Yeah, that'll be great.
That's the last one.
Thank you so much.
Hi,
baby.
everybody.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ma'am
Where's
Minnie.
camera? I don't see.
It's right here. You're right here.
See?
Yeah.
Hey.
You're good.
Hi.
Okay, guys. Have a good day. Bye.
You now.
Yeah, now everybody knows I cocooned myself.
Well, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but I turned mine around a little bit.
Yeah, I just noticed it just now.
I put the lamp on the other side. I switched the lamp and the mic, and then I
Yeah.
took the hard drive off the top of the desk, put it underneath the desk, and it makes my desk a little more less cluttered. And so,
Ooh.
and you're
All
talking
right.
about the rain. We're getting a lot of snow out this way. We got where I'm at. It started snowing last night, probably around 10 o'clock last night. Still snowing. If it stopped, it's only been for very short period of time. But we've only got about 8 to 10 inches. They're calling for up to 18 inches. But some areas they're calling for 3 foot.
Wow.
Out here on the East Coast.
That is a lot of snow.
Yeah, they had the schools closed today, which they should have been. I mean, when I got up and looked out, it's like, yeah, makes sense to close the schools. But it's supposed to go till depends on where you're at. My area is supposed to be stopping sometime tomorrow, tonight, or early tomorrow. And other places are going to go to tomorrow morning, maybe the afternoon.
Wow.
And the places it's going later will naturally get the most snow.
Marvin, don't forget to plant that vegetable garden. All of you.
Take care, Marvin.
I
Nice
should
to
do
see
it this
you.
way, Larry. I should do it this way. You've been warned. You've been warned. You've been warned.
Have I experienced it? Alvy wants to know if I've experienced a snowstorm here. I've been through a few of them. A couple feet in a day or 3 feet in a day. I was driving back from, and this was a localized storm. I was visiting a friend that used to live in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And I was driving back from Erie, Pennsylvania, and there is a truck stop in between Erie and Buffalo. Not a truck stop, excuse me, a rest stop where you can pull off the thruway and park. And they closed the thruway down while I was in there. It was getting that much snow. And I got to the rest area, and I thought, well, we're moving all right. I'll keep going. I get to where they're coming off the rest stop, and it's stop and go. Now, from that rest stop to Buffalo is like 20 miles. It took me over 2 hours to drive that 20 miles.
Wow.
I'm white knuckling it. There's cars going off the sides of the roads. And, then I get on the other side of Buffalo.
I wouldn't be out there driving unless I had to. I'd be calling the Uber driver.
Well, not back then. This is back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. But anyway, get on the other side of Buffalo, not a lick of snow at all. It was all just that lake effect going right through there, and they got a couple feet of snow at that time. And
hey, did you notice? Fun. Hey, Larry, did you notice this box right here that I'm pointing to?
Yeah.
Can you see? So the computer is sitting on. Well, okay. Here's the copy machine.
That box almost looks like a cabinet, filing cabinet.
That's the water heater I was talking about. That's sitting.
Is it?
Hanging around. Yeah. That's the water heater. The hot
it's still
water
boxed.
heater
it's still boxed up.
Installed. Yeah.
Hey, maybe you ought to find somebody to sell it to if you're not going to install it.
Yeah, things have been heating up here in the Philippines the last few days. As long as it stays hot like this, then there's no need to have the water heater.
Yeah.
I took a cold shower this morning, 15 minutes before live, and it was so beautiful. It was so wonderful.
I can't say I take a cold shower, but I take a cool shower.
Yeah.
I have where you can barely feel the heat. I don't like. When I was younger, I loved hot showers.
Right.
But the older I got, the more I would sweat after I got out of the hot shower. And so I started cutting it back and making it cooler and cooler. And now I can almost take a cold shower. Here, a cold shower would be real cold this time of year. But
with everybody saying this looked like a cabinet, dang it! I shouldn't have said anything, huh?
That's what it looked like. It looked like a cabinet to me.
Wow, huh?
If you look down there, you got to looks like a little metal spot about halfway down farther, right there.
Oh,
that
that's
almost looks like a drawer. Huh?
Yeah, that's the barcode. Yeah.
But what I'm saying on the camera, it kind of looks like where you might put your hand to pull the drawer out.
Oh yeah, I see that now. Yeah. Pretty
That's why I was
interesting.
thinking the file cabinet.
So Peter, you're making fun of me because I'm married to a submissive Filipina.
She'd knock you upside your head, buddy. You better behave yourself. I cheat here. I drink my coffee.
Yeah, that's a standalone water heater in there, LV, and so it costs hella money, and it's sitting in this box. It's been sitting there for 2 years.
Like I said, would have never guessed that was a water heater.
Peter says he's jealous. Well,
I
good.
understand
That makes me feel good.
Like I said, I understand him being jealous. I mean, you know.
All right, so now here's the plan. Let's talk about the way. So now I see you're on your journey. What does your journey look like, Larry? With the big tall water, that's kind of sending a signal of something, right? That you have something.
I'm trying to cut back on things that are not good for me.
Okay.
And also, I don't know how much you know, but I went through quite a few Coke Zeros every week. I would go through.
Stay away from the Coke Zeros. They're going to kill you.
Well, that's what I said. That's why I decided to give it up. I was going through easily 3 6-packs or more a week. Hey, Peter, how you doing, man?
Hey, boys. How are
You
you?
look in pretty good shape. What? You don't look overweight at all.
I don't know. I got a
What,
little bit
beer
there.
belly?
No,
Oh,
I don't
you
drink.
got a belly?
Oh,
A little bit. Okay.
only when I sit
See, a
down.
little bit's not bad, especially when you get to our age.
So did you say, Larry, that you're going to cut out the Coke Zeros? Did I hear you?
I'm
correctly?
giving it a try. I drank my last one on yesterday,
Yeah.
and I went to the store yesterday, and they had the Coke Zero on sale, and I decided I wasn't buying any. I usually buy anywhere from 3 to 6 packs a week.
Wow.
Usually 3 to
That's a lot
4.
of Coke Zero.
Oh yeah,
Coke must love you.
well,
Yeah.
they did. I'm trying to give it up.
So
Yeah, it's not good.
not good for you. No, that's got too many chemicals in there that wreak havoc on your body. So now
yes.
it would be better just to drink the regular Coke. Then it would be.
Like I said, what I'm doing is I still drink my coffee. I drink anywhere from 24 to 34 ounces of coffee a day. Then I drink a
Amen to that.
lemon green tea mixture. I do add some apple cider vinegar. That's supposed to be good for your blood. I add a little bit of that with 1 glass of that, and then I switched to water. I did that yesterday after I drank my last Coke Zero. I did that around noon.
Are you drinking? Are you drinking the apple cider vinegar and lemon in there?
Yeah,
Oh, that's the elixir of life right there.
I drink it's green tea. I make a ice green tea. I don't do hot tea. And it's always without sugar or cream. My coffee, my teas, all without sugar or cream. And it has been for
right.
many
Coke
years.
Zero is not zero. She's actually right. But hey, I wouldn't tell anybody not to buy it. Oh, I just did. No, I didn't. Buy
Well,
cases
anyway,
of it. Give it away to your
I
neighbors.
would. I tell them
I-
not to buy it. It's nasty stuff, Coke Zero. It's really nasty.
Hey,
Well, like I
Peter. Peter, are you growing your own food? Are you growing your
Hell
own
yeah.
food?
That's why I moved out here.
Yeah. What do you grow?
What do I grow? Anything and everything.
Hey, are you worried about the coming global superstorm the way that I am?
No.
The global meltdown?
No.
Are you all stocked up on ammunition?
No, we don't have. There's no registered weapons here whatsoever.
That's why you have such a. Because won't they come and try and steal your food from you once the shortages and all that start to happen?
Oh, of course they will, but they're going to find me.
Yeah.
I am so far off the track. Look, by the time they eat out everything in Brisbane, and then you've got the Toowoomba just out from that, so they'll have a battle and kill each other off over food.
Right.
And by the time they get another 200 and something kilometres out here, you just pop off the odd one.
Let me back up for a minute. Because LV Rose is asking some questions. I just want to make sure, Peter, where'd you go? Peter,
Coffee. He's making his coffee, remember?
Yeah. Hey, what is the global? What am I talking about when I say the upcoming global superstorm?
Are we talking about the food shortages, the banks collapsing?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Pick a few.
Right. I'm talking about that we're headed in for some rough times. You know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's by design or if it's by accident, if it's planned or what's going on.
Oh, it's planned.
You think it's planned?
You know, they said Bill Gates
Just
bought up a
paperwork.
lot. They said Bill Gates bought up a lot of farmland here in the States.
So
Don't worry, they'll be flying up to Ohio soon.
Was it so he could could
Control
jump
it.
in on the industrial farming because maybe he knew the squeeze was going to be on?
Oh, it's going to be even better. Bill Gates is king of GMO, so anything that he grows, the seeds are useless. They won't resprout.
Peter, do you think that's why I have breasts?
No, that may be too much chicken.
Really? Hormones?
I don't know, man. I'd be worried if you started producing milk.
Now, I got a
Then
question.
I'd be really looking at what you're eating.
Dan, I got a question. Did you party too much when you were younger? Because at one time they said marijuana would make a man have breasts. That was one of the things they used to claim back in the 70s. Yeah.
Dude, and I heard a news report the other day saying tying your shoelaces will give you a heart attack.
Oh, I'm not bending over anymore. Not for anybody.
And laughing too much and crying too much and breathing too much.
Well, then you know what? I'm in big trouble. I'm in big trouble.
I need somebody to come here and shovel me out tomorrow. Because shoveling all that snow could give me a heart attack.
That too? Wow. Yep, shoveling snow. I saw that one. That's a Canadian report. Snow here. It's 34 Celsius.
Well, Peter, when I've been talking about it for a long time, that in fact I'm putting my money where my mouth is. So I got a crew in the back 40 right now, and they're clearing and they're getting ready to plant.
Excellent.
And so I'm telling you, I believe with all my heart that something is going to happen. I just don't know what it is.
You said 34 Celsius, Peter? You said 34 Celsius? It's 0 Celsius here.
You can keep that.
I don't want it.
More people die in winter than summer. I'm sorry, but you know,
it's because of the cold being hard on your body, plus the snow. They're talking about the wet, heavy snow, which they were showing on the Weather Channel, one of the weather channels. 2 feet of snow on top of your roof is equivalent of 12. I'm thinking about what were they showing? 6 big pickup trucks sitting on your roof.
Yep.
And so it's it takes about 2 tons or more weight, and you go out there and shovel that 2 tons of snow, could definitely cause a heart attack when you're especially my age.
Oh, hell yeah.
Our age. And
hey, talking about, you know what, Larry, all this talk about snow makes me want to go to Snow World. Next week, Mammy and I will be in Cebu. Maybe we should go to Snow World.
Yes, and it's freezing cold. Water will freeze at 0.
And then after that, we could go to Water World.
And go ice skating.
Yeah. Right. Hmm.
I'm
I
going
mean,
to stay
Yeah,
inside.
I don't,
The
I don't
best
believe
thing
half
about-
of what the media says.
Yeah, but
Hey.
according for me, the best thing about yesterday, today, and tomorrow, I'm off, so I don't have to go outside and play in that shit.
Hey, Peter, we're getting some feedback coming from your side somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, it plays up occasionally. I don't know what it is.
Do you have an open window there, maybe?
Yeah,
Sounds
and
like it.
if I could turn that into hollow or ice cream,
Okay.
all that
How's
stuff,
that?
I'd be
Oh,
rich.
that's it. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It just does that occasionally. So I just mute for 5 seconds, back on.
Yeah, that's right. Don't eat yellow snow, though, right, Crystals?
That's right. No yellow
Don't eat-
snow.
Don't eat the purple stuff either. Apparently, the purple haze is not good.
That's funny. Hey, how is it? Let me ask you a question, Peter. I've always been curious about this. How is it you get fantastic internet connection where you're at? Do you have satellite? Do you have Starlink? What do you got there?
Oh, I touch Starlink. I don't do 5G, but I've got right now. I'm running off data.
Oh, you're on data, of course.
Yeah, I've got that on the window, but the actual window frame acts like an aerial. I also have satellite, so I have both.
Fantastic.
The scary thing is
it's as clear as a bell. That's
the
pretty
data
amazing.
is a lot. It's quicker than my blasted satellite internet.
Wow, that's amazing.
I've been having discussions with them, but I ended up just giving up. Well, they promised me fast speed, you know, and I'm sort of going, well, where's the fast speed? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Not understand why we should get somebody to look at it. It's like, yeah, right. I'm still waiting.
Bakiel Mertz is here. Bakiel Mertz is in the house, and the resurrection of Laurice is here.
Yeah, Miss
Uh-oh.
Mertz.
And Alvin,
Oh, so many.
I wouldn't even go 3 days. I'd probably go the first 1 or 2 days, and after that, I wouldn't touch the snow.
Yeah, don't eat yellow snow. Definitely don't eat
Never
yellow
eat
snow.
yellow snow.
Don't eat purple snow, according to Peter.
Yeah, well, I got told the purple snow is pretty bad. They call it purple haze.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah,
You'll see,
my coffee.
You'll see God.
And I like my
You'll see
cigarette.
God if you eat the purple ice. That's all right. So you grow Oh, sorry, that was a mosquito. Sorry. So you guys are growing. So you guys are growing everything in. So how much of your food production do you give away, or do you store it?
Oh, it depends on how much comes in. It depends on the season.
Mm-hmm.
I've, 1 year I had so much eggplant.
Oh, beautiful! We love eggplant here.
Yeah, so
Eggplant,
what I do,
John?
I store it, and the excess was like, okay, local Facebook page, half price. Bam, it was, I had, 40, 50 kilos disappear by lunchtime.
Oh,
3-4
that's
hours.
fantastic. That's beautiful.
It's cash in your pocket.
Yeah, cash money, cash crop.
Yep, exactly. I
Yeah,
don't
we're
do
growing
anything.
Eggplant. Eggplant is one of the things that they're working on. Tomatoes and eggplant, and I don't know what else they got going on. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
But-
tomatoes, they don't like wet feet, so you got to be careful in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Might be too much rain. Give it a go. Raised beds in the Philippines.
Well, rainy season is starting to peter out, if you will, Peter. It's starting to- yeah. Well, you know, we've got similar weather. I think we got similar weather.
No, hell no. No, I got the opposite here. I'm flat out getting rain.
You have drought.
Oh, it's droughts. Yeah. Look, I've just gone through nearly 5 months of drought.
Wow. It's been
I've
raining
lost-
like crazy here on the island of Leyte. It's insane. It's insanity. It's been
The
pouring
only
down.
thing we
like
have in
crazy.
common is hot summers.
But now it appears that summer is upon us.
Mhm.
So we're starting.
Some
to
are
plan.
still here.
Yeah.
I wish spring would get here. What are you guys talking about summer?
What are you doing? What are you doing for money over there? Are you doing? Are you using? Do you have any money stored hanging around in gold or silver?
As soon as,
No?
soon as any money comes in, it gets converted to goods. I have no
Okay.
interest in gold or silver. I can't eat it.
There you go. Good point.
Yeah.
Very good point. The main thing is being able to sustain yourself. It's not about you. Yeah, it's not about losing your wealth. Hence, yesterday, when Knitband started talking about money is more valuable when you spend it. I think Knitband is correct in that thinking.
Yeah.
Money is more valuable if you spend it and you spend it today, not tomorrow.
Oh, hell yeah. Straight away, because it'll do value in the next week. Hell,
It'll
man,
do-
an Australian dollar is only worth 27 pesos right now.
Wow.
The US dollar is only 54 pesos.
Right. Right. I think
So-
I woke up at 54. You're right.
Yep. And it's like, okay, here it comes.
There it comes. How low do you think the peso will go against the dollar? I'm predicting 35.
US dollar. I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Nobody's gonna want US dollars soon.
Well,
Or
okay, let's
Australian
talk
dollars.
about that. Let's talk about that for a second.
Hmm?
So is not Australia and the Philippines in a unique position in terms of money, because the United States is going to be pumping so much money into the Philippines, and you know that Australia just cut the deal for the nuclear submarines. So I mean,
No,
that
they're
means,
not getting them.
talk to me.
They're not getting them. That's just scam.
What? Why do you
Seriously,
think that?
we're going to get your nuclear powered submarines, but no nuclear weapons. It's just nuclear powered.
Oh,
It's like, look, the French have promised it, the British have promised now. It's the Americans' turn. And what are we going to do?
I see.
Seriously, I've got a horde of zombies coming at me, thousands of zombies. But it's
But do
okay.
you-
I'm safe. I've got a gun.
Right.
There are 25 million people in all of Australia, spread out. And we've got how many billion? We're going to protect ourselves from a billion Chinese. How many subs have they got?
No, I doubt that Australia is going to be in the line of fire. I don't think so.
Dude,
I
we have got the land,
I tend to
food
agree with you.
production.
Yeah.
Hell, they'll come over here, because they've already bought a lot of the land here, the rights to it. The government sold off the bloody Murray-Darling Basin.
They're talking about doing that here in the States, that they're selling the farming land and stuff to the Chinese.
Yeah, they've done it in Africa.
Well, let me ask you another question. Do you think, what's your opinion on, so I have this idea that the Philippines will be insulated from most of it because the U.S. is going to pump billions of dollars into those 4 bases that they're getting ready to establish, and so that's going to create a little bit of a buffer in the economy for a while because they have to build the infrastructure in order to support the personnel that are going to be here, and that means employing thousands of Filipinos in order to provide those support services. What do you think about that?
I think that for a different reason that the Philippines are going to be protected by both sides.
Okay. Give me your idea on that. Give me your idea on that.
OFWs.
Of course. Brilliant. There's not going to be any interruption of them sending money back home to the Philippines.
Well, it's not even that.
Yeah.
The OFWs, the Philippines are conditioned. Yeah, how many Western nations would, the women would go, okay, I'm going to leave the kids there. I've got to go over there, do whatever the government says just to support my children. How many
Right.
countries are conditioned in that mindset?
Well, the U.S. is number one in that way.
All right. The
You know, because
Philippines.
all the government workers are required to. You know, they're
Yeah,
required to. Yeah, because their paycheck comes from the federal government.
Yeah.
And they're the number
Wow.
one employer. They're the number one employer in the States.
Well, I don't know any other way to say the words, but the Philippine government has conditioned their citizens to be good servants.
Yes. Well, oh my
The
goodness.
the indoctrination there.
I see where
Yeah.
you're going with it. Culturally, they're already used to, you know, calamity sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Well, they're a bit of a servant class.
Right. And
That's
so
how they're perceived.
right. And so they're in a service oriented economy.
Yeah.
So basically the service part of the economy will continue to expand.
Yeah.
And
And that's what's protecting them.
right. And that's going to offer up the level of protection against inflation or against not having money supply. In other words, because of the close tie of the dollar to the Philippine peso, you know, I mean, they're married to each other.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Your economy is going to crap as well.
Yeah, you know, I
The
mean,
Philippine
it's going to crap. It is going to crap. But all they're going to do is crank up the printing presses, print more money, and then figure out how to
devalues the dollar.
yeah,
That's right.
they'll serve
Government
it later.
handout. Rely on the government.
Yeah. But like I said, you crank up the printing press, you're just devaluing the dollar.
Yeah, but in the short term, it works.
Oh, the government destroys the economy, and then it turns around and the people panic, and then they offer the solution by giving them money, free money.
Right,
We'll look
exactly.
after you.
Stimulus.
Yeah.
Stimulus.
They want us all to go socialism.
And yeah, they did it during the war, World War II, where people would line up for ages for a loaf of bread or whatever, a couple of potatoes. Yeah.
Don't forget they had to have gas chits to get gas.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to give advice to Filipinos that are here in the chat, in the comment section, what would you tell them how would you tell them to prepare?
Get in the provinces, grow your own food, and ignore the government.
Boom. There you go.
That's worldwide. That's worldwide advice from me. Personal, but yeah, that's what I advise.
That's exactly
Step
what
away from the government.
I was saying you need to go out there. You need to start growing food. You know, you need to start preparing to sustain yourself if rough times do hit the Philippines.
Yeah. Whether you raise animals or whether you raise veggies, doesn't matter. So long as you're providing something.
Well, they got a thing here. It's called Patriots Food or something. And you can get a box that's like 3 months, lasts you 3 months at a time, and it'll last like 25 years. And
You're not going to need it to last that long, Larry.
but it's only 3 months at a time.
Yeah, get the small 1 year package.
Oh hell no! And those Patriot packs or whatever, they supposed to last for 10 years or 15 years or something.
Yeah,
Something like that. 10 to 25 years, somewhere in there. And there's 3 months. There's supposed to be enough food in there for 3 months for a family of 4.
Yeah.
And they're stackable boxes.
So every time you got some spare cash, if you're in the city, buy another pack.
I may actually start doing that.
So if you've got, and if everything does go to crap, may or may not, at least then you can actually start trading with others with the stuff you've got.
Yeah. The problem is
Somebody
most of
got
that stuff's not healthy for me.
Oh,
Well,
but
somebody
Crystal,
turned up at my property. I got
Crystal,
two people
Crystal,
turn up at my property. Sorry. Two
Crystal,
people turn up at my property. One comes up with gold, and the other one's there penniless. Okay, what do you want? Oh, I want food. Here's the gold. What do you want? I've got no money, but I'm going to work my ass off to grow more food for you. Come on in.
there you go.
Because the
That's
gold
how-
won't be any good.
That's exactly right.
Money's only a belief anyhow.
But crystals, you brought up something I wanted to talk about. Thanks for reminding me. Crystals, stay away from credit in any form.
Oh,
Stay
hell no,
away
don't
from
get-
it.
If you can
You
do
will
it,
be
do it.
sorry.
Stay away.
You will be sorry. Listen, do not do any of this home credit crap that's going around. This is how they're going to indoctrinate Filipinos into going into debt.
Yep.
And so don't want Western goods so much to the point where you go out and you finance it. Do not do it.
Stay the hell away from any credit.
Because as a matter of fact, I went and I checked this out. I could not believe that for that you'll pay in order to service that debt 30% in interest, 30 or 33% in interest in order to serve that debt.
Per annum.
Yeah, and then you become enslaved to them.
Mhm.
You know, you become a slave to the money changers. And so that's what they want. They want you forever in debt. They'll be coming to get me soon. I really believe it because I have zero debt. Listen, they don't want any useless eaters on the planet. A useless eater would be somebody who does not continue to contribute in some way, you know, to the corporate structure, the way it's been set up. They want me to go out there and buy a washer, a dryer, 5 television sets, car.
Not only do they, hold it, Dan, they don't not only want you to buy it, they want you to buy it on credit.
They want you to buy it on credit, exactly. Envy. Envy is our enemy in the West. Envy is our enemy.
Keeping up with the
I
Joneses.
caution you to lose your desire for Western good. And I
Don't
caution
forget the second line, Larry.
What's
Keeping
that?
up with the Joneses while they're keeping up with custom credit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, no, that's kind of a mentality a lot of people have here in the States. Oh, you got to keep up with the Joneses, your neighbors. Well, your neighbors may be going broke and you don't know it. Or they may have so much more money coming in, what they're buying doesn't hurt them at all. And you're trying to keep up with them.
Well,
So
Crystals,
either you're both going
again, you're
broke
making
or-
an excellent point. Crystals, quite frankly, there's a thing known as good debt and bad debt. So bad debt would be good debt would be where you're borrowing the money and that has profit potential. So I've done this many times in my life where I've gone out. I needed a swing loan in order to swing a deal. This is back in the days where I was selling automotive equipment. So I'd go out there, I'd go to the bank, I'd make a deal for a short-term loan, only to go out there and access the product that I needed to buy in order to sell it to the person that I was selling it to. They would provide me swing loan financing, but the only way they would do it was based on the guaranteed sale. So I would go in there, it would be a short-term loan guaranteed by the invoice of the sale.
Mm-hmm.
So that existed back in the day. So if you're the other thing is buying a house, but not now if you're in the States. I'm saying, yeah, buying a house was considered to be
Crystal's making a
good debt.
good point there as well. She goes, loan for wants or needs are two different things.
Yeah, that's right. Wants and needs. Well, that's right.
I did too many wants, not needs.
If it has
I'll
profit
be honest with
potential,
you. That's why I'm trying to get myself out of debt now.
Right. For example, I put together a really huge deal for one time to export material into Mexico. The only place it was available was in a manufacturing facility in Los Angeles. So I got with both the manufacturer of the material I wanted to buy in the bank. And I said, between the two of you, you should be able to come up with a plan for me in order to finance this deal. Because you want to sell the material and you want to make money off the short offer of financing. And so you guys work amongst yourself in order to make this happen. What did I have? What did I have to offer? The customer that they didn't know where it was going. They didn't know where the product was going. So I had that was my equity in the deal. My equity in the deal was I had the customer. If they wanted to make the money, they had to go through me. There was the only way it was going to happen. I had an exclusive contract to sell this product, and it was so unique. It was so unique, right? That it had to be brokered through me. And so they were able to put together the short-term financing deal, a combination of the manufacturing putting up 50% of the money and the bank putting up 50% of the money in order to get the product shipped to where it needed to go. Of course, it only worked one time because after that, once they know where the product is going, then they cut me out of the deal. You know, I was no longer brokering it. But thank God I made plenty of money off of that one deal. In other words, I already knew what was going to happen. It was a one-hit wonder. You know, it was a one-hit wonder. It was a one-shot deal. So
the current housing. Oh, when you finish, I thought you finished. Sorry.
Go.
Okay, so the current housing crisis is people have gone out and they've bought houses, and they've gone, well, look, we're going to make so much money. This is the interest rate, so we can pay that house off in the next 20 years. Now they've upped in 6 months. They've raised the interest rate 10 times. And people are now losing their houses because they can't afford the repayments because of the interest alone.
Well, except if you refinance at a 2% rate. You see, if you refinance this thing when the rates drop, then you're in really, really good shape. If you got a fixed rate loan, it's never going up. You're way ahead of the game unless they experience a market crash due to high interest rates. And so that's the danger. The danger is the value of the property will diminish as the interest rates climb.
Well, I thought a fixed rate rate interest was for the term of the contract.
Right.
Apparently not in this country. Most of these fixed rate interest rates finish in July. It's written in the contract.
Oh, they can readjust it. They can readjust the interest rate.
Yes. To the interest rate.
Is that every year they can readjust it, or
no? It's only it's apparently the last 10, 15 years they've had it in the contracts.
But so can they do it every July, or can they?
No, only this July coming.
Okay.
Apparently, it was a 10-year-old contract. For some reason, July this year.
Well, the beautiful thing about the Philippines is that they can build on the relatives' land, and they don't have a mortgage. Yep. Generally, they build a soft material house, and they can live there for as long as they want.
Yeah.
You know, it's a deal made between them and their family, and thankfully, this country doesn't have to deal with all that.
That's right.
I've oftentimes said if you're going to go out and buy a house, you have to put 50% down. It's a no-brainer. You have to have equity in it so that you don't get burned by market conditions and changes in the economy. You know, or you have to build your own the way that we did here. This is how this whole thing happened, Peter. Minnie and I were sitting and we're talking about this whole thing. We knew that the person that owns the house free and clear is going to be in great shape if there's a global economic downturn. Well,
Yep.
you can't afford to build this kind of a house that we have in the United States. There's no way. This house, to build this house in the United States, would be $600,000
Oh, hell yeah.
American money.
Yep.
And it only costs 10% in order to build this house here in the Philippines. So I was like, hey, the obvious answer is we got to move. We got to build the house and move.
Yeah.
It was a no-brainer.
I understand a lot of the system there. And yeah, it's a lot, for the people, it's a lot nicer.
Right.
Our system is so, money.
Yeah, and so they monetize everything. But Crystal's right. This is how simple it is. Yes, bamboo house. Just cut down your bamboo and boom, you have a home sweet home. That's exactly it. That's the way the whole world should work. But they monetize everything. And this house, had we built an identical home in the United States, it would be dust by now. It would be dust because they use crappy materials in order to build it.
Yeah.
And here you're still using concrete. You're using concrete and concrete block. So basically it was a no-brainer. It's not, oh, you can't make it in the United States. Oh, you're leaving your homeland, I mean, my friends started talking crap like that. I said, no, what I'm doing here is leaving you here to suffer. You deal with all this crap. You deal with having to pay your credit card off every month, not 30 days. You deal with servicing the interest on the debt. You deal with not having a house to own or having to pay $1,800 or $2,000 American US in order to get a little tiny box that you have to live in. You deal with that. If you need me, I will be over here.
Well, I live in boxes. Can't you tell? I'm living in a shipping container. Well, I'm actually living in two.
Well, there you go. Shipping containers are so abundant here in the Philippines. I mean, you could go right over to the dock. I mean, the reason why is because there's more goods being shipped in than there are leaving, and so they don't know what to do with these shipping containers. They don't know what to do with them.
Dan,
dude, seriously,
I don't know if you know who Amazing Philippines is, Rod. He did a video a few years back where he was walking around and he came across a place that builds shipping container homes.
Right.
The only reason you know it's shipping containers because I just told you.
Hi, Seth.
But like I said, the Rod from Amazing Philippines, a couple of years ago, maybe more, he was walking around and came across a place that took shipping containers and built homes out of them.
Right.
And you went in and you could see them in various stages, and the ones that were close to complete, you couldn't tell were shipping containers. They'd be 2 or 3 trailers wide. There were 2-story ones.
Yep.
And they say the shipping container is built to withstand a storm.
Hey, better than that, they're building houses that unfold.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is drywall. It's all sheeted. It's got a roof over the top of the containers. You just don't know it's a shipping container. Well, a couple of shipping containers.
Right. No, you could actually put a traditional looking roof on top if you wanted to.
That's what he did.
To make it look like a regular.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to put a roof over the top for the heat.
Recycle and repurpose.
Well, especially in an area like where I'm in. I mean, all that snow, you wouldn't want it on that. That's just you'd want the insulation. And
there's no better place for that than the Philippines because, like I said, you go to Cebu and you see those.
Hello, sis.
They're running out of room to stack the shipping containers. They're running out of room. Folks, hey, I just wanted to say, I started this conversation talking about food and the growing of it and how important it is, especially, this point in time, it's very, very important. I think the Philippines is going to be slightly insulated from what's going to occur globally in terms of inflation and things like that. But if you want to mitigate it, if you want to mitigate that and control your costs, then you want to get to work on growing your own food for sure. Because we're doing it. We're borrowing land. We made deals to borrow land and then share the food with the people that own the land.
Mhm.
I think they call that in the olden days. They call that sharecropping. You know, but we know that some of it will disappear. Most likely, some neighbors might come over and grab some of it if they're hungry. But I'm not worried about that. You know, I just want to mitigate the inflation that I see coming our way.
You build your own house, you supply your own water, power, all that sort of stuff, grow your own food. Nobody can come and say, hey, you owe me some of that.
Right. Exactly.
Because it's all you.
It's your labor.
Yeah.
The other thing is that I will be embarking on this weight loss journey, and I decided that I think I have the key now. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I think I know how I'm going to approach this, and already have started this journey. Like I said yesterday, combining intermittent fasting along with what I was eating. You know, I'm zeroing out the carbs, no more carbs, to get it started anyway. And then
that will be very tough for me to give up the carbs.
What I'll be doing is, because I'm a carb addict. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And so what I'll be doing is I'll be showing the progression, the successes, and the failures. I'll be showing them in video shorts. These video shorts are going to be 15 seconds or less. And so that's how I'm going to approach this. They'll be 15 seconds or less. And that'll be the reason for that is so I don't get caught up in doing complete, full, boring videos that show me, you know, exercising or walking, doing this or doing that.
Walking's good.
Yeah. I'll be doing
I lost 22 pounds. I lost 22 pounds in just over a month.
Just
Peter,
over how
you
long?
lost 22 pounds?
In just over a month.
Wow, that's
Why?
fantastic.
Because I used to run a business from home.
Right.
So I just didn't go out. And then I had to go down to the shop to go and get some coffee because I had customers coming over. The boys weren't home. I actually had to go down there. I went, oh, it's only half a kilometre. That's easy. I got time. I got down to the shop, so I was puffing and panting. I came back and I all I could see was this cliff. It's only a gradual, incline, but it was a cliff to me. And I went, hell. And that was what, 45, around 45 at the time. Extremely unfit and overweight. So I just turned around one day and I said, no, if I don't do something, I won't see the kids when they get they're older. I'll be dead. So I just started walking. I gave away the deep fried food. Started looking more closely at the crap that they feed you. Trans fat is a no-no.
Trans
and
fat,
Australia,
the artery clog and the kiss of death.
Yeah. Things like McDonald's and Diet Coke will actually screw up your system.
You're not going to badmouth McDonald's on here, are you? Because I plan on incorporating McDonald's into the weight loss program. I just won't eat the bread, but I'm going to separate everything out.
Because it clogs up your system. It stops you processing what they're eating, what you eat.
Hamburgers, tomato and lettuce, no bread.
What McDonald's are you talking about? I haven't seen tomatoes and lettuce on a McDonald's burger.
I'm going to be in charge of it. I'm gonna take all the stuff. I'm gonna dissect it.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it apart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat only the good stuff. I'm gonna eat only the good stuff.
Excellent. And that's what
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
My sister,
Change your diet and your mindset.
my
Change
oldest
the
sister,
mind.
she's going to be 80 this year, and she'll order a sandwich with no top. She'll eat only half the bread.
Yes, that's how you start. That's how you start. If you're a carb addict, you have to. Some people have to go at it very, very slowly and carefully, but thoughtfully.
I am a bread. I love bread and butter. I
That's
have
how my brother
whole
did it.
life.
Also, my brother did exactly the same thing. He started ordering instead of the Big Mac. He went to baby burgers. He started ordering the tiny burger, the baby burger that comes in the Happy Meal.
That's a Big Mac here.
Native chicken, as Crystals is pointing out. Native chicken. You're gonna lose weight. Let John.
The
Oh,
kiddie burger,
I love
the kiddie burger from when I was a kid is now the Big Mac in this
Yes, that's
country.
right. Yeah,
It is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, don't eat Big Macs with 3 layers of bread in there. That actually, I have a theory about that.
And the meat's so bloody thin.
It's not meat.
Well, that's good though, right, Larry? I mean, if it only has a little ounce of meat,
No,
a 6-to-1 patty.
no.
How
Get
can
the
you
quarter pounder and get rid of the bread.
You buy 2 of them, Larry. You buy 2 of them, and you stack the meat up.
I'd rather have the quarter pounder. Forget the Big Mac.
Yeah,
There
don't
you
look
go.
at what's in the meat.
And I'm
The
gonna
meat
say
is
that-
mostly filler, Larry. It's not meat.
Hey, no. I'm just saying, if I'm going there,
Are you
it's
sure it's not meat? Are you sure, Peter?
I've looked at in this country. There was a big what would you call it? The local.
The Impossible Burger.
Oh no! Don't even go there. I can't believe it's. No, most of the Big
more
Mac.
disgusting. I would rather eat the whole Big Mac than an Impossible Burger.
Oh man, you
Well,
can
most
keep
of
those
the meat
things.
patties you
Listen,
buy in the
I'm
shop.
not. I just want to be clear, Peter and Larry. I'm not telling people not to eat that food. I'm saying you have to moderate it.
Yes.
Well, I
Use your
agree with
brain. Use your
But like I
brain.
said, my downfall is the carbs. I love cookies, and I mean absolutely love bread and butter. My aunt, my mom's younger sister, she always tell everybody when they, her son and I were 11 days apart, best of friends. And whenever she could, she said, "Oh, Larry, whenever he came over, even when he was, a little kid, I offer him anything to eat. Can I get you something?" She goes, "The only thing he ever asked for was bread and butter."
Well, the butter's good, bread is bad. Butter good, bread is bad.
But
I have no
I love it.
Being active is the biggest trick.
Okay, I believe you.
Right.
See, I'm also diabetic, Peter, so the bread is
Yeah.
bad for me, period.
Okay. Now,
Hey, carbs is bad for diabetics.
For
Yeah.
diabetics, yeah.
Carbs.
They're bad.
Don't eat
especially
carbs.
with the added sugar.
I got to start eating eggs for breakfast.
You know what?
Not egg sandwiches, just
You
eggs.
need to go on this journey with me, Larry. You need to go on this journey with me.
Well, I like I said, well, you see what I started already.
You started. Yes, you did. Congratulations. I started also. I got
Now,
my.
you, Peter, earlier you were talking about Diet Coke. I used to drink Diet Coke,
Yeah.
and I quit drinking the Diet Coke because when I did, I found out I wasn't as hungry. Diet Coke,
Yep.
for some reason, made me hungry. I ate
Yep.
more when I was drinking Diet Coke. I'm hoping by giving up Coke Zero, it'll do the same thing for me. Not make me as hungry as I used to be.
Yeah, they had one Coke there that had stevia in it at one stage.
I
It's
think
natural
somebody in
sugar,
here-
but it tastes horrible.
Somebody in here in this chat was making fun of me because they have realized that I'm into everything round pizza and donuts. That's the circle of life. That's the circle of life.
And Crystal of Interest says wheat bread's healthy. White bread should be eaten in moderation. White bread shouldn't be eaten. You should not eat white bread.
Well, except wheat bread here in the States, wheat bread is not really wheat bread. See, that's the other
I'm just
thing.
saying, White bread is processed way too
It,
much.
it's caramel colored white bread. That's what they call wheat bread here.
Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah.
You also,
Yeah, you want whole grain.
Yeah,
what you need to eat is a multigrain bread.
yeah.
Yeah.
A multigrain bread is the best bread for you.
All
I
right,
have
so
Dude,
no
I make my bread.
this would be really cool if we could have it. If we could have a weight challenge and then keep everybody updated by doing short videos, 15-second
Well-
videos, video shorts. So
I
I'm
can
gonna
I
start.
can do
I'm
one or
gonna be
two a
starting.
week. I can do 1 or 2 a week.
I can do. So what I'm going to do, my first video is going to be me stepping on the scale. You're a good looking man there, Peter.
Seriously, I can't put on weight anymore. I work too
You've
much.
Really good
you've-
shape, but for
I
crying out
don't think
loud,
you need-
you live in the outback, my friend. Come on. If I lived in the outback, would I look like you?
Come on, Peter.
Look, there's a lot of overweight people out here as well.
Oh, there are. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of
Look, I
overweight
got rid of
people
most
everywhere.
of this weight when I was still back in the city.
Well, Peter told you he was 22 pounds heavier, and he
Yeah.
thought he was in good shape. If he hadn't gone down that hill, how much more weight may he have gained before he realized it?
Oh yeah.
Weight comes. I don't know about you guys, but I did not put this weight on overnight. I did not put this weight on in a year. I did not put this weight on in 2 years. It took
Sneaks
some
up.
time.
Let's bring this
It's
full.
sneaks up on
Yes
you.
and no. I mean,
That's the other benefit
so-
of growing your own food, though. At least you know what's in the food, right? And so there's another benefit there.
Yes,
So-
that's the main reason I do it.
Yeah. So Larry, where were we now? Let's bring this thing full circle because we've been going 2 hours. So now, what percentage of Americans are obese?
Well, like I
Holy
said,
crap.
when I looked at it, they said 69%, but I think that's just overweight. Then they said 36% was obese.
36%. And the number
Of
for the
adults. Now we're
Philippines,
talking adults only.
the number for the Philippines is 9% and growing.
Mhm.
You don't think the U.S. ain't growing?
9% and growing. So
Well, I don't know. Australia's the same as the US.
yeah, the more desire there is for Western things, the fatter you will be. I'm telling you.
When I was
I'm
in the
saying, I'm
Philippines,
proposing to you that there's a direct correlation between desiring certain things that are part of the Western culture and your weight gain. I don't know how to prove that.
McDonald's did not do the U.S. The Philippines any good at all. Now Jollibee came about from because of McDonald's.
Oh, wait. You know I'm a Jollibee fan, right, Larry?
I know, but I'm just hear me out. They did not do the Philippines any good.
Hold the phone.
Because-
They have very, very
No.
nutritious things at the Jollibee. You just have to
But
know
they
what
also-
to eat.
Yes, but so does McDonald's, but they still. What do they push? They push the unnutritious because it's.
Okay,
more-
I just
more
like to
nice.
remind everybody, I'm not telling them not to go eat there. I'm
I'm
just
not
saying.
telling them not to go there. I every once in a while I want to think of fries.
I have no battles.
I haven't
with,
had it.
Mate,
I said I'm not
Crystal's,
having
Crystal's
fries.
laughing at me. Crystal's is laughing
I
at
will
me.
sit, Larry,
I've
I
had
should.
fries in a month or two. just
I
don't
no
eat
longer
them
have
that
to
often.
worry about what I'm eating, Larry. I'll sit down and eat 2 liters of freaking ice cream, not the confection, the full cream stuff.
The good
Beautiful.
stuff.
It's
I love
no
it.
longer a problem with me. My
love
body's
it.
now in a system where it tells me when I want to eat, and I go. Look, I'm active. That's the biggest trick. Active.
But see, I have a
Alright,
job where I sit on my backside a lot. I'm a security guard.
And that's a problem.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yep,
do.
I
You
know.
gotta stand there like this, Larry. You gotta stand there like this.
Hell, I was a computer technician. My job was
You
to
gotta
build
get up off
computers.
the chair.
Get out. So I know how it feels. Don't worry.
Yeah, you can do it. Crystals, are those French fries? All right, so now guess where I'm headed right now, guys.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Exactly. But I promise I will not be eating the donuts. I will be having the coffee though. I'll be drinking the
And
coffee.
remember now, drink that coffee healthy. No cream, no sugar.
Hey, I just wanted to, before we go, I just wanted to remind everybody, come up with a new channel name for Dan's retirement journey. And you, if selected, the name selected, you will win 5,000 pesos. 5,000 pesos is burning a hole in my pocket right now. If you want it in your pocket or your purse, come up with a new channel name for Dan's retirement journey. And that will be paid out. My last live stream of March, it's going to be paid out. So, okay, good luck, everybody. Hey, we've been getting some great names. As a matter of fact, you can enter or suggest as many times as you like. If I like the name and we're going with it, you get the 5,000 pesos. All right, everybody. Larry.
Hold on, Dan. Now,
Yeah.
not only did Crystal tempt you with fries, Crystal both tempted you with donuts, and Beth is trying to tempt you with donuts and pizza. And now we're
here, taking deeper.
Now, I
want
to put one thought in your head before you go, Dan. Step away from the donuts. Step away from the donuts.
See, I can step away.
They are poison. They're poison. Not Dunkin' Donuts, by the way. They're delicious.
I can step away from the donuts. It's the oatmeal cookies that do me in. All right.
Now he's going to hear my voice in his head.
It's time to say goodbye, everybody. Ben,
Thanks,
you're late.
Dan.
Don't be late next time.
See you, Larry.
All right, see
Bye,
you,
everyone.
All right, take us out of this live stream. Thanks, Peter, for being here. Really appreciate it.
All right, everyone.
Take us out of this live stream.
All right, Dan. All right, everyone. Remember, be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay strong and healthy, plus safe. And as always, try to have fun. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you on Saturday at 8 a.m. Philippines Day and time. See you later. We'll also see Larry's live on Sunday. Don't forget. Don't be late, Knit Band. All right.